This is so comfy. What's up? I'm T. Welcome to my channel. That's so awkward. I'm gonna start the intro again. What's up? My name is T. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm talking about Tinder in Taiwan. Specifically, I guess Taipei, because I live in Taipei, New Taipei City. And yeah, so there's four main things. I have notes. There's four main things that I want to talk about, but the first thing is like actually using the app. Like I'll explain, but using the actual app here. The second thing is like there are two opportunities that I like randomly got from being on Tinder. None of the other dating apps that I've been on has this happened, but twice. The only very interesting opportunities that have come out of Tinder, or that have come out of dating apps, have been from Tinder here. The first one was a like BuzzFeed style video with Ozzy, who is a Taiwanese I feel like his genre is like R&B. He's good, by the way. I probably should listen to more of his music, but he is good. With Ozzy via Tinder. And then and the link for that is down below if you want to see it, because what the heck. And then the third thing is I got a fashion show. I got to walk in a fashion show because of Tinder. And then the fourth thing is just kind of like friends that I've made, or just like an overview about actually being on Tinder outside of the two anomalies. So again, first thing is using the app. When I first got here, I had no problem. Like when I was in quarantine, I got here, sorry if you're not familiar, I got here to Taiwan in September of 2020. So I've been here about 2.5 years now. And when I first got here, I immediately downloaded I think I downloaded Her, which is like a sapphic, I feel like it's sapphic, but it's just overall like queer dating app. I think Bumble and Tinder. So I think I had those three from the start. I might have had OkCupid. It doesn't matter. Basically, we'll talk about those later, but Tinder was on my phone, and I used it during quarantine to try to practice my Chinese. It kind of worked. I learned a little bit. I read a lot better now, I guess, but yeah, and just because I was bored, what are the people, and to get what do the people around you look like and stuff. So when I first got here, it was totally fine. I think spring of 2021, yes, because that's when we had the lockdown again. Spring of 2021, my sorority sister actually came out here, and I remember when I was talking to her, she complained that her her Tinder was being really weird, and she wasn't getting her matches, and stuff wasn't showing up, and I was just kind of amazed, oh, that's kind of weird. I wonder what happened. Unfortunately, she wasn't here that long. She was only here for 3 months, and so I think it started to work for her towards the end, and she met a couple of people, but I just remember her complaining about that. But up until that point, I hadn't had that problem. And then, I don't know, the phone that I'm recording on is different than the phone that I use now. So I came here with an iPhone 8, and then I bought a 13 while I was here in fall of 21. And now that I'm even thinking about it, I wonder if that's what it was. But at some point, I stopped being able to use Tinder. It was really aggy. And it, I would get notifications. It would say, oh, so-and-so, responded to your message. And then I'd open the app, and the message literally would not be there. We'd have the chat history, and the message was gone. And so at first I was able to turn off my Wi-Fi and then turn it back on, or turn on my data and turn it back on, and it worked, and the messages would populate. And then I stopped. Then I was just doing the app specifically, like turning off data and turning it back on, and that worked for a little bit. Sometimes able to like delete the app and put it back on, and that worked. But then after a while, all of those stopped working, like even now, just today, because I deleted it a long time ago because it doesn't work for me anymore. So even today I re-downloaded it like twice, trying to get evidence for this video. And like stuff was like not there. Like I literally, like there's at the bottom, like there's a red dot that says that people like responded to me, and there were like 3 people that had red dots on them, and I open it and it's just the message that I sent. And it like deleted whatever messages were before too. It's really weird. So, sorry, I have there's no end to that, but like Tinder gets really buggy when you get over here. I still don't know why, so I can't help you prevent that, but just, if you are over here and Tinder is being weird for you, that might be why. Because I changed phone numbers too, like, it can't have, I don't know. Because I was thinking, I was like, is it just mad that it's like not on my US phone number? And maybe that's what it is, because like I created the account with my US phone number. It's been the same one since my freshman year of college, which is almost 10 years ago. Oh my God. But, so maybe that's why I got mad, but like I changed my phone number pretty immediately when I got here too. So like, then it should have always been an issue. Whatever. I have no solution, so sorry about it, but just something to be aware of that Tinder does when you're here in Taiwan. Haven't tried it in another country either, so I have nothing to compare it to. My bad. Okay, second thing, the YouTube video. So, interesting phenomena that I have discovered as a Black woman dating in Taiwan, or at least via dating apps. If a man, specifically men, I haven't noticed it for women, but women also don't usually put that they like hip hop in their bios. Anyways, but specifically men, if they have hip hop in any sense of like, I like hip hop, or like interest is hip hop in their bio, if I swipe right, I'd say it's about like 8 out of 10 that we're gonna match. So sometimes like I go through different moods of like why I'm using dating apps. I've met a lot of friends from using dating apps here, and I feel like as a post, partially because of the pandemic and like being at home, and then also just like as a foreigner and just even post-grad, like as an adult, finding friends is always an interesting, like how do you do that? So dating apps has been really helpful for that. But I definitely go through and fluctuate with like why I'm on dating apps. So sometimes I will just swipe because it's like, like I'm intrigued. I want to have an interesting conversation. Maybe I do feel like educating somebody today. I don't know, like I swipe right for lots of different reasons beyond someone being attractive. This guy, I think he's okay. But I can't remember if I swiped right just because of that. I was like, hip hop, let's see. Or if I swipe right just because he had like other interesting things on there. Like I think he did have like film and all that type of stuff, which is stuff that I'm interested in. So I think I probably might have swiped for that reason. Anyways, it was really funny because the first thing, I don't know if I'm gonna put the messages up here, but the first thing that he did say was like, oh, I'm so excited. You're the first Black person I've met on Tinder. Like, I'm really happy to have a Black friend, which is like, I'm not a collector's item, but like, I'll give you a pass. Cause he was trying to, he definitely was like, I hope I'm not trying to be racist. My English is bad. I hope I'm like being respectful. So I think it was just naivete. So I'll give him a pass. So we talked for a little bit, but then like, he didn't respond to my message. And then like a couple weeks later, he's like, hey, I'm looking for someone. I'm a producer. I'm looking for someone to be in a video. This is not a scam. Here's my Instagram to show that it's not a scam. But he specifically said we need a Black person to fill this spot, which is really just funny. And like, I knew that these things were like orchestrated because it's TV, but it's just really funny, like through this experience, I got to see the level to which everything is like orchestrated. But basically they needed a black person who travels everywhere to, this is what he like pitched, or he told me, they needed a black person to, that travels to like pick something. And they picked the thing that I was supposed to tell Ozzy to pick. Am I pronouncing his name right? Hold on.
As one of the most popular artists in the Taiwanese hip-hop scene, Ozzy creates and expands spaces.
Okay, learned two things. First of all, he's hip-hop. My bad. I think the song that I liked was more R&B, that's why I said that. And two, it's Ozzy, not Ozzy. Oh my God, my bad. Ozzy. I lost my train of thought. Ozzy. Oh, okay. So the, what's it called? The dish that they wanted Ozzy to pick, or like me to suggest Ozzy to pick, was salmon miso soup. I love salmon, and miso soup is my favorite soup. So actually, I would have picked that anyways, because I think the other option was tomato soup. Ew. But it was just really funny, because he's like, they'll expect you to pick something else because you're an American, or whatever. And I'm like, is this based off a stereotype? Whatever. Anyways, they told me to tell him to pick salmon miso soup. So I was like, sure. Why the heck not? You should do things for the plot. That is the motto. Do it for the plot, right? So I was like, sure. He asked me if I wanted to get on, like, because I think Tinder has a FaceTime. It does. Tinder has like a FaceTime feature, and I was at work when this exchange happened, and I was like, it was my first year at work too, and that class was, oh my God. I did not want my coworkers to like, I didn't want to look nice for work. I didn't want my coworkers to walk in on me doing this in the teacher's lounge. I was just like, no, I do not want to do a FaceTime call. I usually don't even like to do FaceTime calls with regular people. I'd rather just like meet you in person. I don't know why FaceTime calls are so intimate for me. But I was like, no, I would not like to do that, sir. I will just do the chat, thank you. So yeah, I have the messages somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put them, but basically it was just like, hey, I have a question for you. I'm on a show, and can you pick like a dish for me? And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna put pieces of the segment in it because I'm in it for such a short period of time. I'm a little offended that they didn't go through my pictures more, but it is what it is. So that happened. I ended up on a random YouTube show in Taiwan. I actually still haven't watched the whole thing through because I don't know, I just feel like, maybe I did. I think I did, but that was back when my Chinese was even worse. I think it's still not good enough to watch it all the way through, and it only has Chinese subtitles, so I think that's why I haven't watched the whole thing. But yeah, they didn't swipe through any of my pictures. I think they just assumed my first picture was good enough, but I'm like, all of my pictures were nice. That's why you swiped on me in the first place, but whatever. So what's up? This is Editing Tea. I realized that I completely forgot a whole segment of the YouTube video experience when I was going through my messages and like screenshots and stuff to enhance the video. So congratulations, you get me looking like an absolute bum. Don't know what my hair is doing. That's why I have this hood on. But yeah, this is basically to further talk about how I said like, oh, everything is so like orchestrated. There were two main things that happened that made me feel that way. The first one was a couple days before the shoot, I'm pretty sure. He gave me Ozzy's Tinder URL and told me to add him so that when they were on the show and OZ swiped on me, it would immediately say it's a match, like it'd do the, the Tinder thing. So I did that. Obviously, I had to like reset my password because my phone was doing so much, but whatever. Reset my password, told the guy it's done. He asked me for my URL too. Not sure why, but it also kind of makes sense why they would want to have that on hand. So that was the first thing. Then the second thing was, I think like the day of the shoot, but like in the morning. It might have been in the morning. I don't know. It might have been an hour or so before. Like they were last minute stuff. But he asked me to add to my profile anime, that like I like anime, and a Japan emoji. And also in the messages before, he asked me like if I had gone to Japan, like when he first like pitched it to me. So I don't know what the whole deal is with Japan. Maybe it's like close. I don't know. I had no problem adding that to my bio because I actually do watch anime. Like, been watching it. This is not like a new thing. It wasn't a lie. It could have been if I didn't and he had asked me to add it, but I didn't. But I was just like, that was a very interesting, random, and weird thing, I guess, for me, that he just like asked me to add that out of the blue. So, but yeah, he did ask me to like edit my bio a bit. And I had already had Korean dramas in my bio because I also like those. But yeah, he asked me to add anime. So yeah, I think that's everything. I should have attached more screenshots, but back to the video. Okay, so that was a YouTube video. Third thing, fashion show. Again, going back to swiping on people for whatever reasons, I specifically remember saying to myself, this girl looks artsy, that's cool, and I just swiped. Because she wasn't giving queer vibes to me. I distinctly remember not swiping because it was like, oh, you're cute or whatever, like she's pretty. But it was specifically like, she looks artsy. I think it might have also said straight, so that's why I was like, but she's artsy, so we can be friends. And then I think she immediately messaged me, and I think this is also around the time that it started to glitch because I feel like I didn't see the message at first and then I saw it. But like she first messaged me asking to do a photo shoot, and I don't know if it was timing or just the shoot went a different way, whatever. But that photo shoot ended up not happening. But by that time I had added her on Instagram because of that. And then I feel like it was months later, like almost a year later, because I think we probably matched maybe around the time that I did the OZ? I forgot. OZ. The time that I did the OZ thing. And I feel like that was like spring of 2021. And I walked, actually on my birthday in 2022. And she messaged me maybe like a month before that, so like around February, like a year ago almost. I'll be losing my train of thought so easily. But basically, so she messaged me, why am I getting lost? Okay. She messaged me like a year later, basically. Why did it take so many words to say that? So February 2022, or maybe even January 2022, I just remember it was a short turnaround, that she messaged me and was like, oh, would you be interested in walking in my fashion show? And so like I went to the school. It was the okay. A mess. I should have planned better before. It was Fujin University's like graduation show, and that experience will definitely have to be a completely different video. I don't have time for that, but yeah, that was so trippy, and it's really cool because a friend I had met doing another not fashion show, but like a photo shoot just for fun, with all Black women. She actually does model like consistently. Like I think she has an agency here, and she just happened to be in it. And I was like, with the same team too. So yeah, it was really nice that I got to spend my birthday at a fashion show and like with a friend, because again, my Chinese was still bad and hers is better. She went to school here, so translating wise and like knowing what the heck was going on felt a little bit better because of her. So that was fun. Second thing, that was like so random. I would never have gotten that experience if it wasn't for Tinder, literally, because my Chinese is not that good. That's like the first fashion related thing I've ever done. I take photos of my birthday for my own sake. I do like birthday photo shoots and stuff, but like I've never done anything official like until that. And everybody else that was there were like hired models. That's the thing. So I was even more like, I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever. And then the last thing is just like my general experience on Tinder. So I already told you about the hip hop thing. And then friends. On my profile, I noticed that a lot of women in Taiwan used Tinder to make friends. And when I was using it, I was not trying to make friends with women. So I just got really, really irritated when I saw that. Because I was like, oh, you're pretty, you're straight, and you're looking for friends. You're pretty, you're straight, and you're looking for friends. Sometimes they'd even be like, oh, you're pretty, you're queer, you have a partner, you're looking for friends. Oh my God. So that happened. That happened a bit. But I have at least one friend that I feel like, yeah, I actually feel like I only have one. And I thought that I met her on Bumble because I've been more successful on Bumble, I feel like. So, and she was like, no, we met on Tinder. And I was like, really? And I just checked and we did. So, but I did go on a few dates with people from Tinder. So I wouldn't say that Tinder is like it's a pretty good app outside of like not working. And obviously if you want to find friends, it's very easy for that. I really liked the whole murder mystery thing that they were doing. They had like they've done it twice. I've been again off of it, but they had like two like choose your adventure type of, I had like two like choose your adventure type of things, and one was a murder mystery. And I was like, Tinder, you're so fun for that. Very random, but this is fun. But yeah, I don't know if maybe I'll go into more depth about like Tinder versus other dating apps, but because I haven't used it that much, because it started getting glitchy, I can't really think of that much to say about it. Like it's just weird because I have like these two really interesting experiences from it, and then like haven't been able to like use it since. And I don't know, people on other dating apps don't use it in that way. So that's that. It's kind of a sad way to end the video, but that's that. Yeah, I'm not really gonna ask whether you want to see it or not. I'm just gonna do it because I'm really doing this for myself. I'm making these videos as like kind of a personal diary, and you know, if you're interested in listening in, you're welcome. But I feel like as a Black woman in Taiwan, there's always a niche. Actually, there's a huge niche, or there's a huge like need, because when I was looking for it, I could only find a few, and like most of the people that I found have all left Taiwan since then. So you can never have too much of Black women in anything. So you're welcome. Hope you like this video. If you liked it, feel free to like it. If you don't, I will not take it personally. If you would like to subscribe, because hopefully this is like my shot and my attempt to jumpstart my channel again and actually be consistent, because I'm like, before I used to think I didn't have anything to say, but now I'm like, I've lived here long enough that interesting stuff has happened, so I have more to share about. If you'll notice, my other two videos were literally from 2020. That's so embarrassing. So yes, if you have good hopes or high hopes for me, please subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.